Dylan Thompson, Chase Motorsports Coach and Trailer Sales in beautiful Paducah, Kentucky. How are you doing? We are good here. I know I say this every time, but it just is mind-blowing how busy we stay. Customers from coast to coast, Canada. Actually got a guy in Australia trying to buy a coach from us right now. So very cool. All right, we're going to name this one the Dynamite. The Dynamite. And the main reason is it's a lot of power in a small package. Okay, 2026 model, brand new Renegade Classic 41 CRB. So this coach measures 42 foot overall. So that's from the tip of the front bumper to back at the hitch rails on the back. So 42 foot overall length, 600 horsepower. It is, they say Dynamite packs a lot of power in a small package. And that is this coach. $84,000 in added options, full body paint, 600 series aqua hot, 800 watts of solar, 4 of the big lithium batteries, dual inverters. The list goes on and on. The Dynamite. 2026 Renegade Classic 41 CRB, triple slide, bath and a half, Freightliner Cascadia chassis, with the 600 horsepower DD16 Detroit, and it has the DT12, which is the Detroit 12-speed automatic transmission. Love the colors. I picked the paint out on this one. We went with a gloss white base, as you can see on the top of the nose and there on the bunk. Then we come down to like a metallic silver, and then we blend in some kind of lighter silver and some black stripes. Bad Chad and his brother John, straight out of Ocala, Florida. Look at those wheels. Mirror finish. That's what I always tell them we're going for. Triple slide, so you got 2 slides over here on the driver's side and then 1 slide on the passenger side. We went ahead and had Renegade install the Girard window awning. You can see that, so that's going to go out over the theater seats are actually sitting there. So it's got powered theater seats. Yep, you're right. I even have them polish the exhaust tips. Polished aluminum wheels, Michelin tires. I think the coach has got like 690 miles on it, which is strictly from getting it to Freightliner when it was built, at the factory, and then getting it over to Renegade and then back here to our shop. Full body paint. We had them do the extra awning profile over here. You can see as it runs along the top there, so it makes the roof line look clean and gives it a very nice appearance. It makes the roof line look symmetrical. 40,000 pound hitch. So comes with a Gen Y, and actually this one comes with the Gen Y Victory Lane hitch as well, which is not in the video. It's over in one of the belly compartments. But if you look up the Gen Y Victory Lane, it's a torsion hitch. Very, very cool that Gen Y developed a few years ago. So you're going to get the hitch that you see there, and the whole hitch assembly is rated for up to 40,000. Of course, some of the adapters are rated for 20,000, some are 30. This one's up to 40 if you use the right adapter. The brass caps there is, we just have them capped off right now, but the glad hand fittings are already plumbed. So if you got a trailer with air ride or air brakes, all that's already there. You can see it has the hitch camera, so that was an extra option. We did the extra lights. So not only do you have the normal tail light, brake light, and reverse lights down here on the bottom, we did the extra lights up the side. See that? And then over the top, you got the big third brake light. We did the additional scene lighting, so at nighttime you can light the exterior of this thing up. It's got the Renegade mud flap with a polished insert down there. So not only do you have the normal mud flap behind the rear axles, you've got the Renegade mud flap to just, extra prevention to keep a rock from going through the windshield of your tow vehicle or another car behind you. The more the merrier, right? As I said just a minute ago, the paint, so clean. Clean lines, just not a lot of swirls, circles. It just kind of sweeps off the nose, kind of finishes back here. White is always clean, but I like a little black and silver too, so that's where we were going with this one. Keyless entry, got the key fobs, plus we can set up the code you can see there on the door. One thing in 2026, there was a few changes at Renegade. They're trying to, always do R&D, research and development, make the product better, but they went with a lot better door than they were using. So you can see the door I think it's still a Challenger brand, but it's square. I think they used this door on like the Icon. So they brought the Icon door, from what I can tell, to the Classic lineup. It may not be the Icon door. It looks just like it. I think it is. It's definitely a lot better than what they were using. I'll put it that way. So kudos to Renegade. Some nice improvements, and I'll show you a few other things on the inside. But 2026, brand new. This will come with a full factory warranty through Renegade and Freightliner. Loaded $84,000 alone in added options, meaning you can build a coach like this that'll look just like this from the outside, but as you start, opening up the boxes and seeing the options that we added, it totals up to $84,000 in just extra options. So, list price on this coach was, I think, $725. Of course, we're going to give a discount on that, so call me and we can discuss price, or you can go to chasecoach.com and see what we have it listed there for. And trades accepted. We deliver nationwide and would love to earn your business. So stick around just a moment. I appreciate you watching. And before I forget, please hit the subscribe button. I think we're north of 28,000. Folks, I remember when I was asking you to get me above 2,800. So we have rose at an incredible rate. It's because of you. So if you are a subscriber, thank you for joining the fun here. If you're not, please join us. We advertise and sell a lot of really nice motorhomes, toter homes, Class A diesel pushers, Renegade show hauler. We do a lot of trailers, custom rigs. So appreciate you. Thank you very much, and thanks for joining us here. So, all right, stick around. I'm going to open the hood. We're going to open the cab, going to open all the belly compartments and go through those. I want to show you the outdoor entertainment. It's got the big Samsung TV and sound bar, and then we're going to make our way on to the inside. So, Dylan Thompson, Chase Motorsports Coach and Trailer Sales in beautiful Paducah, Kentucky. ChaseCoach.com. All righty. Got everything opened up. Before I forget, two things. So when these coaches are painted, we have the option. Actually, I think Renegade makes you, but I think on a non-painted unit, it's an option, but Diamond Shield. So see this little emblem right here? So that's Diamond Shield. So this coach has like a clear bra on the front of it, which protects the paint from rock chips, stuff flying up off the road and hitting it, and it does a really good job. And of course, if it ever gets kind of rough looking, you can call Diamond Shield and give them the year, make, and model or the VIN number, and they can send you, it's like, you've heard of paint protection film. Well, it's basically Diamond Shield is just a brand of paint protection film, but works really well. Something else is Voyager camera. So it's wired with a backup camera, a hitch camera, and also a left and right camera. So when you turn on the left turn signal, it's going to give you like a view looking down the driver's side of the coach, and also the one I just showed you there, the right side, passenger side. If you turn on the right turn signal, it's going to give you a good clear view, hopefully save you from running over someone if you're in their blind spot, or if they're in your blind spot, put it that way. First belly compartment here, pretty much filled up with stuff. It's going to have 4 of the Dragonfly Energy lithium batteries. This one is the Game Changer 3.0. They are 270 amp hours apiece, so it's 1,080 amp hours of battery. Huge lithium battery bank. Common question we'll get is, how long will this coach run? Well, it's got 800 watts of solar, so it's got 4 200-watt solar panels up on the roof that are feeding these batteries, especially if you're in some decent sunlight. You could run the air conditioner all day long. TVs, your hot water, of course, is going to run off the AquaHot, which is diesel fuel and 12 volt. You can run the middle AC, keep the coach comfortable, basically, boondock camping with no generator and no shore power for, I'm going to say, a full day, a day and a half. You know, and that's if you're running the air conditioner a lot. If you're not running the air conditioner, I'm going to say a couple of days. So having that huge battery bank's really nice. These coaches are equipped with AGS, so automatic generator start, and we can show you how to set all that up and, you know, set the perimeters how you want them. And basically when the batteries get down to a certain level, it'll automatically start the generator on its own. So very cool. Again, 4 of the Dragonfly Energy Game Changer 3.0 batteries, 270 amp hours a piece for a total of 1,080 amp hours. Warranty. Dragonfly warranties those batteries for 10 years. And, you know, in my opinion, for a company to put a 10-year warranty on something, they know it works. I mean, if they didn't, then why would they try to put their kind of neck on the line for 10 years? So pretty impressive. All Victron Energy, you can see the blue solar controller. You got 2 inverters. They're kind of back to back there. Does have the digital servo, which what's cool is we can actually connect the coach to Wi-Fi and set this up to where if you ever have an issue, we can log in remotely and help you and, you know, check your settings and all that. So very clean job. I like how Renegade on the 26 models has built this little stand deal that kind of has everything self-contained. So definitely a neat job and everything that they do. 600 series aqua hot. So you have choice of the 450 or 600. Again, when we built this one was built with kind of all the above. So 600 series aqua hot, which is the biggest that they offer. This, you know, this was something also from the Icon lineup. They had the 600. Your big like Newmar King Airs and stuff like that, they're going to have a 600. So hydronic heating system, basically it takes diesel fuel, runs it the diesel fuel through a little burner, takes 12-volt power, ignites the burner, uses the diesel fuel to heat up the boiler antifreeze, which is what you see in that jug there. The boiler antifreeze then runs through a little heat exchanger. Your fresh water goes through the heat exchanger, gets close, like right up next to that boiler antifreeze, and creates hot water. Very similar situation to how it makes heat. So it takes the boiler antifreeze, runs it through a closed loop system. That's why you can see all the plumbing lines and rubber hoses up in there. So it runs that boiler antifreeze through a closed loop system, through these little, looks like a little miniature radiator down by the floor. There's going to be a couple up front. There's going to be one in the bathroom, a couple in the bedroom, and it blows air across these hot coils that this hot antifreeze is running through, and that's how it makes heat. You know, I was very surprised. We just sold a coach last week to a guy, and it's a common misconception, or I'm going to say misunderstanding. People think that the aqua hot creates the floor heat, like the heated floors. So I guess the misunderstanding is when people say floor heat, maybe they're talking about the heat that blows out on top of the floor, which would be correct. However, this coach has heated floors as well, which is electronic. So it has like a heating pad or membrane underneath the tile floor that's electric. So you can, multiple ways in this one. You can make heat with the roof ACs through the heat pumps. You can make heat through the aqua hot, which is to me going to be the best and fastest and most efficient form of heat. You can also make heat with the heated floors. So lots of options there. This one's going to be storage, got the slide locks there, and then that's the hitch. That's the Victory Lane. You can't really see it. It's a torsion hitch, but if you look up Gen Y Victory Lane, it's going to just save the coach over time. Your trailer hitch connects to this Victory Lane torsion hitch by Gen Y, and basically like when the coach, let's say, goes up on the entrance of a bridge, so the coach kind of bounces and jumps up on the bridge, then your trailer jumps up on the bridge. Well, that little shock that you'll feel when your trailer jumps up on the bridge, it's basically shocking the hitch on the coach. This Gen Y Victory Lane is going to take a lot of that out. So nice upgrade, comes with it. Up here is the 43-inch Samsung TV, all smart TVs throughout, JBL sound system. By the way, this coach is already equipped with Starlink internet, so we can help you set that up. We can set up the network, help you when it arrives to you, if you have it delivered, or if you come here to our shop in Paducah, Kentucky, we can set up the network, put the name on it, password. When you leave, everything works. We can link the TVs to it, link your phones to it, your tablet, your iPad, make sure all that's good. Has the outdoor sliding cooler So the cooler's on a tray, slides out the back here. It is dual zone, so you can set one side of the cooler up to freeze some T-bone steaks, some ribeyes. Man, that sounds good for tonight, a ribeye, big ribeye. So you can set it to freeze one side, you can chill your beverage of choice on the other, or you can do both chilled, you can do both freeze, but it's dual zone by DYNAMITE. Again, it slides out on that little metal tray. And another option we had was the 3/4 pass-through. So see up under there, most of these storage boxes, if you don't check the box for that 3/4 pass-through, they just go straight down, so you don't have that extra storage. And if you don't need the cooler, you can always remove it. You can take the tray out, leave the tray, so lots of options there. Back here, another storage. You can see in that mesh-looking net bag, that's got the central vac accessories in it. So it does have central vac. You can plug in right back here. See, that's the actual central vac system. Then there's another place under the foot of the bed you can plug the hose in. And another upgrade for 2026 is they have added the little sweep option. So you can just sweep the sand or dirt or dust up in the floor. You can press the little lever down with your foot. The vacuum comes on, and you don't even have to use a dustpan. You just sweep it right up into the vacuum. So very, very cool option there. I know those are not huge upgrades. The door I was telling you about earlier, that HD door, heavy duty door by Challenger, that's a nice upgrade. That was a smart move on Renegade's behalf. I don't know what the difference in cost is to them on the door, but whatever it is, keep doing it. Much better door. Comes with the spare case of towels. So this is, down here is a matching set of towel. If you ever crack one or something happens, then you've got a brand new spare set of towel. The coach is wired for a Voyager camera on the back, so if you got camera on your Voyager camera on your trailer, or if you wanted us to add it to it, we could do that. But the big deal is getting it wired from the factory. So otherwise you're having to run wires up the frame rail, up into the cab. It's so much easier to let Renegade do it when they're building the coach. Back here, the very left rear storage bay is going to have your transfer switch, so 50 amp transfer switch, all automatic with a built-in surge protector. Then you got your reels, so you can see the reel. It's usually got around 32 foot of cord. I've got it ran over to my shore power over there by our propane tank. You'll notice that all the belly compartments on the units that we build will be bedline. So why in the world some of the dealers will cheap out on that and just have the carpet put in, I don't know. If I get a used coach in that's got carpet, well, I mean, we make the best of it. And I'm not saying carpet's just the worst idea, but to me, this bed line, when stuff's in there moving around and just, it's not going to get water in it and stay wet. I mean, you can wipe it out. It's bed liner. So to me, the bed liner has been proven in like truck beds for years, and super cool upgrade, and one of those that I always pick on our builds. 12.5 own-end diesel generator. It has, it's loaded with hours. It's got a half hour on it. I don't know if you can see that. There's a 5 on the little, let's see, there we go. There's a 5 there. So a half hour, doesn't even have an hour on it. 12.5 own-end diesel, one of the commercial series quiet generators, which pulls diesel from the truck tank. You've got 120 gallons of fuel on board. So there's no, in these coaches, there's no packing a fuel jug to fill up the generator tank. It's all built into one. Over here's the wet bay. So a couple little improvements. You do have electric valves now for 2026. So you'll see the black and gray tank have valve open and close instead of handles. Now, the common question we're going to get is sometimes fancier. Renegade's always been known for kind of simpler is better in a lot of ways. Well, I agree. Now, if the valves fail, you can just go right over here. Let me just show you. Okay, so there's actually a handle still on the valve. See the gray handle there? Well, it's just a little electric solenoid little mechanism that is moving the handle. So if it ever fails, you can still just open the compartment one up from here and open the valves manually. New little holder for the spray away hose. I like that. You can see the low point drain, pressurized water spigot. This coach is equipped with a macerator system, so you can see the flow jet switch over there for that. Does have the powered retractable hose reel, so to put water in the coach, you simply pull this out. You want to make sure the valve is on. See the little inline valve there? We will put a new water filter in it before it leaves and give you a couple of spares. Pull this out, plug it into your water faucet, turn your water on, and you just raise the green valve up to city water. So you're going to take water pressure from your house or shop or campground. If you do that, raise the green valve up like that, you're going to have water pressure from that source coming into the coach. If you want to fill the tank, you just go down like that. So very simple. Your spray away hose here connects in here. Just has a little quick connect. Yep, there it is. So that's cool. This is a wrench for the filter. That's nice. Low point drain, black and gray valve. This is cool. I think this was in 2025 an option, but you can see the battery levels, battery, fresh tank, gray and black. It's nice to be able to read them out here. Black tank flush. And oddly enough, they still put the cable connections. Maybe the campground uses cable. I just see cable is kind of becoming a thing of the past. All right, so I told you about the macerator pump. That's that little pump with a white hose. Basically, you start do your black valve first. So you would pull into the campground, stretch this white hose out, which has a very clean way of doing it. It has a little ball valve there on the end, so leave it closed. Turn your black valve on, so raise the black valve right there, okay? Turn the red switch on, which is down there on flow jet, so you hear the little pump come on. At that point, sewage is in the line. Stretch the hose out. As soon as you open, you can see my dump station, as soon as you open that valve, sewage is coming out. So you let it kind of run till you hear the pump kind of running dry. Then what I would do is do a black tank flush. So you can see that, which you would hook a water hose to it, put water in, leave the valve open. Don't close the black tank valve while doing a flush. Leave it open, let it flush it out. I usually let it run, 10 minutes or so. Then you want to shut that and do the gray valve. So open the gray, same thing, same method, dump it out. Such a clean way. It's a very clean way to dump the tanks. 75 gallons of black water storage, 75 gallons of gray, and then you have 150 gallons underneath the bed. Up here is storage with your chassis batteries. It also comes with the complimentary hose connects to here, which is cool. You know, the coach is going to build around 120 to 130 psi, so 120 to 130 pounds of pressure if the engine, that big Detroit engine's running. So you just take this hose, quick connect into there. You can see it's already got a air chuck end on it. If you need to air up a tire on the coach, your trailer, your buddy's car, your dirt bike, air up an inner tube for the big float trip you're going to take, you've got it. It's on board. So up here's some fuses. Got some more fuses down here. As we've always said, Renegades, everything they do is very clean. Very, very neat to understand and clean. This right here is this tube, the cardboard tube there, is the MCD cab shade. So not only did we do the cab curtain, we went ahead and ordered the shades, which is in that tube. And what those do, those actually go in the windows. So you see the little Velcro there? Okay, so there's Velcro little pieces. Those go in the windows from the inside. And basically they are there to, blocks the heat and reflect the sunlight out. So if you're going to be somewhere for a long weekend, take the time and put those in. 120 gallons of fuel, single fill point. So very simple. You fill right here. Your DEF fluid goes in there. Let's look at the engine, then we'll go to the cab. DD16 Detroit, 18,000 pound steer axle. Freightliner makes a good truck, folks. You know, I know the Peterbilts are always 30 or 40,000 more right out of the gate for the chassis. I love my Peterbilts. Don't sit here and think I'm trying to talk you out of buying a Peterbilt, but the fit and finish and quality of the Freightliner is nice. Freightliner also has one of the biggest service networks in the United States. I looked at the statistics one day, like how many dealers per, so many square miles, and it was crazy how many Freightliner dealers there are. It also comes with the Detroit Assurance Package, which has the collision avoidance. You can see that little black box there above our license plate. It has adaptive cruise on it. Then it also has this black radar box over here. So if you go to shift lanes to the right and someone's there, it's going to pretty much honk at you and try to prevent you from running over someone. Again, 600 horsepower DD16 Detroit power under the hood, great engine, very proven, been around a long time, paired up with the 12-speed automatic transmission. All right, so time for the cab. I'm gonna open this one up and then we'll go around and start on the other side. Did I mention, I know I said adaptive cruise. Did I mention that it also has the like lane guidance, lane departure warning, I think it calls it. So if you're drifting into the other lane, let's say you're getting sleepy at night driving, or you're just, not paying attention, it will quickly let you know, hey, you're in the other lane. I like how when they paint these, they paint the door jambs and everything. I mean, this cab was originally white. And you can see it's silver, like flows right with it, and then it's white. So very neat job. Sears brand seating, lots of adjustments, as you can see. I like how Renegade puts their name in the headrest. Very clean look there. Like the seats, they're pleated, they're very comfortable. Smart steering wheel. I don't have the key. The keys are in the back, but full digital dash by Freightliner. You can set the cruise control, adjust the volume, everything from the wheel, so you don't have to take your hands off the wheel. This trailer brake, common question we'll get is, what is that for? Well, that is for if you had an air brake trailer, when you engage this, it's going to put air pressure to your trailer brakes. See that? You'll only use the red valve if you're towing a trailer with air ride or air brakes. This is your park and brake valve. Does have locking differential, both of them, suspension dump, and then little switches where you can switch back and forth from the hitch to the truck, trailer to the truck on the hitch camera. Voyager screen overhead, so that's your backup. And by the way, I just learned this screen does have navigation. So we had a customer just buy a 2026, and he left, and he texted me asked me right before he was leaving. He says, "Does this thing have navigation?" I said, "I don't think so." I said, "You'll probably want to get like one of them Garmin, deals to set up on the dash." And he said, "Well, I might just use my phone." Well, he texted me about 30 minutes later, and he said, "Dude, this thing has an amazing navigation system in it." I'm like, "What?" So live and learn, right? I don't know everything about them. I know a lot, but I learn new stuff every day. Black and gray interior on the Cascadia. There we go. You can see the seat there. The command center, as we call it. Freightliner does a very neat job. Oh, this one has the cab cutout. That's a really cool option. We have people, it's normally older folks, but some younger people too, that go, "Hey, when I stand up from the seat, I don't want to have to duck down to, 4 foot or whatever to get from the cab to the conversion." Well, in this coach, you don't have to worry about that. You can literally slide the bunk forward. When you stand up from the seat, you just stand up pretty much. So, all right. That was a lot, but I feel like I'm still missing something. All right, so let's do travel mode. That's important in this one. This is a triple slide, so you're actually going to have more room up in the front compared to if you had that fourth slide. Let me open this up. Shoes off. You always remember, I say respect to the detail crew. Those guys bust their tail here at Chase Motorsports. And clean, clean, clean every unit that rolls out of our compound. All right, so mid-entry, come up in the coach. You can see here, lots of room. So powered theater seating with the new powered head tilt. That was a new option for 26 with a powered tilt built into the powered seating. Got 2.5, 3 feet, okay? The narrowest part's over a foot, and it's right here beside the refrigerator and the dinette. Look at the big windows I put in. And when I run the slide out here in a minute, you're going to see how this looks with the big window there on the end of the slide, the big window here. You do lose these overhead cabinets when we do that, but oh my gosh, amazing. All right, and then back here, you come through the mid-entry, turn to the left, you got probably 3.5 or 4 foot here. Easy access to the half bath. Let me turn all the lights on. There we go. So half bath, very neatly laid out, easy to get to, toilet, sink, everything you want. Easy access to the bed. And if you wanted to get to the master bath, I mean, you can crawl across the bed with the slides in, but look how open and roomy this thing is with the slides in. Some coaches don't have this much room with the slides out. So, all right, stick around. I'm going to open those up, going to run the awnings out, and we'll do just finish up the little tour, I'm going to call it, of the DYNAMITE. Okay, 2026 brand new Renegade 41 CRB. Available now at Chase Motorsports Coach and Trailer Sales. ChaseCoach.com. Easily 300 or more pictures online, and call me. Let's make a deal on this thing. All right, stick around. I'll be right back. All righty. Got all the slides out. Give you a little other view. Both of the Girard awnings, they are dual pitch, so you see they come off the roof line and then kind of pitch down. Got that outdoor entertainment opened up. By the way, that sound bar is Bluetooth, so you can connect your phone to it, or you can just play, you know, whatever's on the TV on there. Got your cooler opened up. By the way, we can put in a grill too. If you wanted to mount a grill up there under the TV, we can install one for you. We just put a Traeger in one for a guy. We've put Blackstones in. Some people just want a grill that just kind of folds up, you know, that you fold up and store wherever, but we can mount one on a tray just like this cooler if you wanted to. Another good view of that. Amazing paint job. You know, we look at the proofs of these coaches before they're actually built on paper. You're like, yeah, it looks pretty good. But man, when this one arrived, I was like, whoa, sharp. All right, so 2 slides over here. You can see one in the bedroom, one in the main living area. That was that window shade that I was telling you about. It's electric, so you just press a button inside the coach. But, you know, if you're in there and the sun's beaming in on the back of your neck and you're trying to sit in the theater seat, just roll that little guy down, okay? Nice option. And another one of those things you really, you know, need to have installed. There's the diamond shield. See, it kind of just covers around the headlights, front of it, bumper. The Dynamite. You're probably, where does he come up with the names of these? Well, just off the top of my head, honestly. I look at it for a second, and on this one I thought 42 foot, 3 slides, bath and a half, 600 aqua hot, 3 ACs, dual inverter, lithium batteries, big solar charging, Starlink. I thought a lot of stuff in a small package. Dynamite. All right, it's interior time. If you've hung with me this long on the video, hopefully you're interested in this coach, and your next move is to call me and say, hey, let's make a deal. All right, tiled entry, so it makes it easy to keep clean. By the way, Renegade has started making like a wood cover. In fact, Lauren, throw a picture of that wood cover. I think it says Renegade RV. Life is where you park it, or home is where you park it. Home is where you park it, I think is what it says. I'm going to kick on some air. It's cool in the mornings here, but when that sun comes out, it's a little toasty. Turn on the light. So this light's powered by the microwave. You can see that comes on. All right, so mid-entry, new things as we go along for 2026 is the like coat or key hangers. So they're flush. You press that and it kicks out. So you got 3 here. I added extra to this one. So I think this one's stock, and maybe we added this one, or vice versa. But normally it just comes with 1 set of 3. But very clean versus just a hook there all the time. I like that. Another big Samsung TV. This one's on like a float-out mount. By the way, let me turn that on. I normally have all those on before I come in here. So I'll turn that guy on, and we'll make sure this one's turned on back here. Live air TV. So when you see what's coming on here, it's literally just live air TV, which is super, super cool that you can get a channel that clear, you know, just off of like basically digital antenna. It's like a modern day set of rabbit ears. You remember rabbit ears? All right, so mid-entry coach, talked about that. The kitchen's to your right here. Big stainless sink, single base of it, huge sink. I do have the covers, so I have the covers that go here. Renegade for 2026 started putting in this drawer, which, I mean, I guess you could put, you know, other stuff, but I thought it was a great place to put those. They fit like perfect, like a 1/4 inch of clearance there. So big stainless, single basin sink, lots of cabinetry in here. It has the double dish or silverware drawer, so you just pull this back. The new ones, the old ones, you just push forward. This one you kind of squeeze there, it opens, but you can put, you know, spoons, forks, extra stuff that maybe you don't use a lot down there, and then your main stuff up here. All soft close, maple cabinets. I think the interior finish on this one is Cape Cod, I believe. I'll have to look at the build sheet. But we did the black backsplash, which I thought went along good with the colors. Samsung stainless convection microwave oven, so you can warm you up a cheeseburger that you took home from the restaurant last night, or you can bake a fresh big pan of lasagna in it. So it will bake as an oven, convection oven. True induction cooktop. You do need the true induction cookware set to properly use this guy. Very safe way of cooking with the true induction. I'm gonna throw in, if you'll just mention it to me, I'm gonna throw in a brand new stainless true induction cookware set with the coach, okay? Samsung stainless fridge, a residential style fridge with the French doors. You got the 2 doors up top, pull out freezer on the bottom, built-in ice maker. Nice upgrade. I remember the days of the old propane RV fridge. This is light years ahead of that stuff. Up there's what we call the AV cabinet, so audio video. I had to put the mesh screen. I thought that was kind of a neat look to let the heat out. And it's got Starlink. You can see the Starlink power supply there and the router. That's a bunch of your electronic stuffs behind there. Your panels, you got 2 panels. So one's gonna be everything that's inverted, and then the other one is everything that's non-inverted. The seats do spin around. So Lauren, 2 pictures real quick. One picture with the cab curtain. So this cab curtain unvelcros, the driver's side piece goes around, meets midway, the passenger meets midway. Throw a picture up of the cab curtain around. Okay, next picture. Throw a picture up of the seats spun around. So both seats swivel to give you extra seating if you're hosting an event, hosting family, just need extra seating. I mean, heck, you might, those seats are comfortable. I don't know that they beat these new powered theater seats they're putting in, but they are comfy. So she'll show you a picture of that. Appreciate it. All right, up here is what I was talking about, the cab cutout. So let me kind of raise my camera up. My camera, it's my phone, but okay, you can see there. So if you come into the cab, you come up and down and you're in the seat, okay? But if you want to use it as a bunk, you literally just grab this, pull it back, it drops down in these little notches. Now you can see you don't have the cab cut out, but you can move the cushions and makes a full bunk. And I think it's a 60 by 80 bunk, like basically a queen bed up there. So there's a cool little storage piece over here. You can kind of see it there. It raises up for, whoever's sleeping up there to put their watch or their jewelry or whatever in. And you got a little nightstand deal over here with a place to plug your phone in. Very, very nice. Okay. Renegade, just little things. They're doing this is different for 26 with the new lighting in it. I love it. Some great upgrades that are small but good changes. All right, so the booth dinette seats 4 people comfortably. The middle of the table will lower down, creates a nice bed for a couple kids, an adult. I've slept on them before, as if you're in a bigger adult or taller adult, you got to curl up a little, but it beats sleeping on the floor, right? Look at these big windows though, 54 by 36 big picture window with the 36-inch tall window on the edge. Big windows are what makes a coach. You wake up in the morning, come in here, raise your shades up. You got all that natural sunlight coming in. It's just energy. It just makes you feel good. Both sets of original keys, keyless entry for the cab, the Freightliner fob, keyless entry for the door, the MCD shade remote. So you just go to channel 0, hit down, you'll see all the shades coming down all at once. So all electric shades on the night. The day shades are manual and they're under here. So to get a day shade down, it's the little, kind of gives it like a tinted look. You can see how that window looks kind of tinted now with that day shade now. And you just pull it, spring loaded, soft close. All of the original manuals, obviously, it's a brand new coach, remotes for the TV, the soundbar, factory touch-up paint kit. I like the little box they're putting that in now. Over here, another upgrade is the cup holders with the outlets. So you can see, got your regular USB and 110 outlet and USB-C now. Powered theater seating. This stuff, it's like full recline and then some. So we just press the little button and he opens up. He goes so it's an out, it's like a down and out. So it's like a wall hugger theater seat. Then watch the head. Yep, you can see that. Hey, that's cool for the head support. It's got a little drawer here, of course, the cup holders. Then you got a little drawer for TV remotes, put miscellaneous stuff in. And then I stored them up here after I took the pictures, but check this out. got this little table deal. It hooks into that. Yeah, so like a little TV tray. If you're eating dinner there, you got your TV, you can pull that out and position it where you want it. But there's a wood for each side, so there's another one up in the cabinet. Another thing I did is put extra outlets in this coach. We had a customer one time that bought a pre-owned coach, almost a twin to this one, and it had a Bose soundbar. So if you're a big audio guy and you're buying this coach and you're big into watching movies and you want that real surround sound effect, we went ahead and wired it with power so that we could put a Bose full like surround sound in it. That's why there's an outlet here and there's one on the other end down there. Because if you don't have those outlets, then of course you got wires just, you know, dangling down the wall. So pre-wired for a Bose surround sound, and we can install that for you. All right, we talked about this. Got some nice drawers. I want to kind of point that out. You know, these little guys here, nice pull out. That's where Renegade, you know, is thinking ahead, like the little Teflon thing to keep from scratching the door. Very nice. All right, mid-bath. So bath and a half with the mid-bath would be your half bath here. You can see the little sink, vanity, matching backsplash. Look at the lighting, and you can change those. Right now they're on white. I can go up here to the light bulb, go to RGB. Let's do red, apply all. Boom, look at that. Or you're not a Louisville Cardinals, but you're University of Kentucky. Well, maybe you're Alabama Roll Tide. Boom, there you go. That's actually kind of orange looking. All right, so sink with the mirror, medicine cabinet, storage, has a window there. Toilet, macerator toilets by Sandy Marin with the tiled backsplash, okay? So this tiled backsplash, which wraps all the way around the back side of the toilet, makes it much easier to keep clean. So if you're the one cleaning the bathroom, you'll appreciate the tiled backsplash. So you got washer and dryer mid-coach. Look at the big storage though. This thing is loaded with storage. So you can take these shelves out and just use the rod up there if you want. You've got the washing machine will always be on the bottom because it weighs more. And then the dryer is on the top. So splendid. I need to ask them next time we're at one of the trade shows how they actually pronounce it. The doors for the bedroom, they meet in the middle. So how cool is this? So the one on the passenger side comes over halfway. This one comes over halfway. And then, I got off a little bit. There we go. So they meet in the middle. There. I like it. I like it a lot. I like this new style of latch that Renegade's using. They put a little magnet there to magnetize to that, which is smart. King size bed back here in the master, 2 slides in the back. So the bed's on a slide, then the wardrobe here is on a slide. I had them add these drawers. Normally just have a door here, so I had them do a couple more big drawers, all dovetailed cabinetry. You can see that. So these drawers were an add-on. The cedar line closet in here was an add. This was an add. Check out how the TV, so if you want to reach something in the middle of the cabinet, no problem. You just open the whole TV and you can easily get to your stuff. You know, the goal of traveling and camping and stuff is to make life less stressful and have fun, right? You know, you might be at a point in your life that you're just taking your kids for, you know, that once or twice a year 1 week vacation, or you may say, hey, I've retired and I'm doing nothing but traveling and seeing parts of the world that I haven't seen before. And the goal of these machines, these RVs, is to make things simple and clean and just fun. So I think Renegade does a fantabulous job at that. King size bed, it's called an RV King, so don't get that confused with your normal King. RV King is a 66 by 80. Now let's say you called me and you're like, no, can't do it. I've got to have a true 72 by 80. No problem. We can actually notch these nightstands if you wanted to. I think if you just try it, you'll go, hey, this was more than enough room. But, you know, if you need that extra, 6 inches, 72 by 80 versus 66 by 80, we can accommodate. We want you to be happy. So nightstand beside each one, you can see I've got the TV remote in this one. Got 3 windows. They're all powered night shades. To control those, it's the 3 buttons up here. See those 3 buttons? So the 3 buttons do those shades. Over here, you have another USB, USB-C, and 110 outlet on each side. So a good place to plug your phone in. Okay, here's Dylan at Chase Motorsports thinking ahead. 110 power back here in the cabinet for those CPAP machines. We run into a lot of people who have those that helps them breathe better at night. Well, you can run your cord right up and, leave the door kind of cracked open and plug it in. So put the machine up there. So another little upgrade there. Back here, the upgraded pocket sliding doors. You can see one big door, nice latch. Yes, love it. Another Sandy Marin macerator toilet, so 2 toilets, bath and a half. Another tiled backsplash behind the toilet. Everything's digital pads now. Bath lighting, bath accent, bath RGB, a water pump, the little shades. This is new for 26. Used to, the ones in the bathrooms were manual. Now they're not. They are powered by the little switch there. Nice cabinetry back here, adjustable shelving all through the bathroom. You can see the sink. Got that. It's supposed to be red. It's kind of an orangish. It's like I don't know what color. There's a certain name for that color red, but nonetheless has RGB lighting in the countertops. You can turn that stuff off too. If you didn't want it on, you can turn it off. Before I forget, this coach does have underglow. So the outside, which was hard to see, because it's sunny out right now, but it has full underglow and under slide lighting. So all the underneath the slide outs is all lit too. Big shower, big shower. Has the new shower miser, which is basically like a diverter valve that lets the water go back into the fresh tank unless you, and once it gets hot, it saves you from, what's you do at your house. Well, you come in here and turn this on and you let it run for, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes until the water's hot, right? Well, the way this works, you would turn this valve over here, okay, so the little tail that way, and what it does is that this little light's going to tell you when the water gets hot. Once the water's hot, you go back to here, which is shower mode. It's basically running the water back into the fresh water tank. So very, very cool how that's set up, and it's designed to obviously save you from running through as much of your fresh water, because the Renegades have an abnormally big freshwater system, 150 gallons. I mean, your normal Class A diesel motorhome or your normal Super C Dynamax or your Jayco Seneca, might have 80 or 90. These have 150. But still, if you got, you, your wife or your husband or your friend or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, you're going to go through a lot of water taking showers. So you can do this, the shower miser. That's what that is right there, AquaView. It says a water saving system increases fresh and gray tank capacities up to 40%, meaning it's not going to waste water, basically. While you're waiting for that water to get hot, it's running it back into the fresh tank. So has the teak seat, very cool. It's a upgrade that we had to add, and the matching towel kind of backsplash there. Another upgrade for 26, these little deals over here to put your soap and stuff. So Delta shower head, I noticed that when I was taking the pictures. The sliding glass door is also upgraded. So 3-piece sliding glass door with a new style latch. You remember the old hook latches? No more. So I don't know how many of those we sold and gave away, but that wasn't a good design. It worked, but this is much better. So big shower, plenty of room, nice cabinets back here, another macerator toilet. The mirror also has storage behind it too. Feel like I'm missing something. What am I missing? 3 ACs, has a ceiling fan in the bedroom. All 3 ACs are 15,000 BTU, so the big boys that have the heat pumps built in. 600 series AquaHot, 800 watts of solar on the roof, Starlink internet. Oh, it has in-motion satellite, which, if you're, I feel like the DirecTV Dish Network stuff is kind of becoming slowly a thing of the past with Starlink, where you can just, stream everything. But we had a request last week of a customer who wanted to put their DirecTV system in. So it's not totally uncommon. Slowly, I think, phasing out. But point is, this coach already has the in-motion satellite system on it. So if you want to do Dish Network or DirecTV, we can help you get all that set up. 3 slides, powered theater seating with the powered head tilt. Big booth dinette that seats 4, sleeps 2 above the cab, so sleeps up to 6. very spacious interior with the 3-slide layout. I'll change that. For some reason, that's just not my favorite color. I like the white. I think the white gives it a very clean look. You can see the night lighting there on the tile. Heated floors, which is dual zone. Got a front zone for heat, rear zone. Stainless residential fridge, convection microwave oven, 2-burner induction cooktop. Has the cab cutout, has the cab curtain, also has the MCD cab, the window shades that were ordered specifically for this coach that I showed you down in the belly compartment. Big windows, prepped for the Bose sound system. If you want that, we can give you that price and get you fixed up. Feel like I'm missing something. Oh, the decorative AC covers. So that's an option. See the little accent lighting around them? That's where the AC return grill is, and normally it would just be a plastic grill. So it's a nice upgrade. I feel like if you're spending this kind of money on a coach, stuff like that is something that they all should have. But well, any questions, let me know. We'll throw my phone number up there on the screen. Shoot us an email. You can go to chasecoach.com and do a product inquiry. If you want, text me. Text me is an easy way normally to get a hold of me. But financing available, terms up to 20 years, competitive interest rates. We do deliver nationwide, trades accepted. So if you're in the market for a brand new Renegade, the Dynamite might just be the one for you. All right, Dylan Thompson, Chase Motorsports Coach and Trailer Sales, chasecoach.com in beautiful Paducah, Kentucky. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.